In before Z kills it? No, don't you curse me, Zen. I'm gonna hit it with a DC beam, and we're gonna see how much damage it does. Oh my god! Hey guys, Zueljin here, and welcome to Temtem, a massively multiplayer online creature collection adventure. I know that's a mouthful. It's Pokemon MMORPG that's also available for PC. No, it's not Pokemon, but it's very, very heavily inspired from it, and you'll see a lot. This is one of the random battles that you'll get into in Temtem, and you can pit your team against the opposing team in order to both get experience by beating them and collecting Temtem. We have a couple things that you can notice here, like the life bar as well as the stamina bar, the set of moves, and a couple commands. The first thing that we're going to do, DeAndre is a little bit weak right now because of some previous battles, so I'm going to swap in a mental type Temtem that I got yesterday, which is very, very rare. I captured it on stream, and I'm going to show that to you a little bit later in the video. But the first thing that we need to do is take our opponents down. So I have a very, very powerful attack with one of my other Temtem that I'm going to that I lovingly named Caw. So they're going to use some buffing abilities here to bring their speed up. And it looks like they're going to scratch me back. Okay, that's fine. We're going to use Wind Burst on... Oh, this... You see the red circle that comes up says that it's not the right type. Or we're going to do reduced damage to that. So I don't want to do any wind type stuff. I think I'm just going to go ahead with Peck here. And with Caw, I'm actually going to use a Tim card. Now, this isn't an ideal... picked for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it anyway, just to demonstrate how Tim cards work. Basically, it's like a Pokeball, right? You can capture the Temtem that you're fighting once you lower their health to a specific amount, and they have randomly generated stats that you can get. This guy has a really, really low speed, stamina, and attack. The other range of statistics are okay, I suppose, but we're going to go ahead and release that one. We're not going to add it to our Tim deck, as we do already have some in our Tim deck. I'm going to go ahead and finish this guy off. He's going to use Bamboozle on me, but based on the fights that we've been doing, along with all of the Temtem that were involved in the battle, and some that weren't, that have an XP share ability that I got a little while back, we're going to finish this down. Let's go ahead and do Peck again, and Feather Gatling. And Bamboozle, which they used last time, kind of stopped me from doing anything. But Caw just damaged itself due to exertion. That's what happens when you use a power and you don't have enough stamina for it. Now that he's exerted, I could bring in another creature. I'm just going to bring in Zapdos here. I named him Zapdos like Zapdos because he's an electric type Temtem. And we're going to summon him, but he probably won't even get the chance to move, as Barnshee is going to finish him out. So as that's the kind of way that you can set up battles in Temtem and also collect your own. So to give you a little backstory on it, those Temtem that I just fought are fairly common, and there are some that are very, very rare. And if I go along this little path on the map that we're looking at, this is the first island. If you go all the way from the southern point where you start in the first town, all the way here at the top, there's a fort that you end up getting to called Fort Windward. And you can make your way up the forts. Now, all along that path, as well as this path, if I hadn't completed it already, there's random encounters that you can get into, kind of like the one that I just got into in the grass. And there's also NPCs along the way. Now, what I'm doing right here is just talking to this NPC, but you wouldn't be able to cross him without battling him and defeating him in order to progress through. And there's a ton of them that are here. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way all the way to the top, and I'll show you where I got that rare Barnshee. So as we approach the top, you take these stairs, and this is the rooftop. Now, if you've never been here before, there's a boss fight that happens right up there. But you'll get into random encounters up here that are a little bit different than you've faced really commonly on the floors below. One of them being Genki, which is an electric type. And I'm just going to go ahead and run away from him for the sake of increasing the speed on the video. But this area right here is where you'll see a lot of people running around in. This area is where you could get the Barnshee. And I'm going to show you a clip of not how I caught one, but how I almost caught two. Well, somebody said yesterday that there was only a 5% chance to get him up here. We fought 20 battles. So, honestly, we should have gotten it by now. One of these days, chat. One of these days. We're gonna get the spawn that we want. Wish I had more coffee. Yeah! What was I just saying, chat? What was I just saying? Alright, we cannot kill this thing. We cannot. Let's take this guy out first. In before Z kills it? No, don't you curse me, Zen. Don't you curse me like that. I'm gonna hit it with a DC beam, and we're gonna see how much damage it does. Oh my god! Zen! It's all your fault! I one-shotted it, dude! Oh no! Oh! God damn! I had no idea. I had no idea. It's about time! We're not gonna shock this thing, chat. We're not gonna shock this thing. We're gonna sand splatter it till it's low enough to do something. That's all. That's all we're gonna do. Sand splatter. Half damage. Okay, we might not just sand splatter it. No electric at all. We could probably scratch it. We could probably get away with a scratch. No zaps. No zaps. I'm gonna see if I could do it now, actually. I got that mother... We did it, chat. We effing did it. If I would have accidentally clicked release right there. Oh, the values are bad. I didn't even look. I didn't even look, Schoolmaster. Are they bad enough to get another one? So yeah, as you can see in the video, it kind of stunk. My first one was a total fail that I blamed on chat, and the second one I actually got, but the stats were pretty rough on it. If we take a look inside the Tempedia, we can scroll down and actually see what the Barnshee is all about. Now, if you did not start with Huchik, which is one of the 3 starters that you can select from, this is the first Temtem that you can access with a mental type. And you'll be able to go through different synergies with different other type of Temtem that you get, but these are really, really cool. Now, mine that you saw earlier, I've leveled it up a little bit, but the stats are not really, really great. If I go ahead and select it, you'll see that I have a very, very low set of base stats here and a very modest set of regular stats. So these are the wild stats basically, and these are the train stats as you go. There's consumables that can add to these as well and give you your overall stats, but this is the wild stats to keep track of. Now, if I want to get better Barnshees, I can keep doing these circles here and try to get one, or I can breed them with other Temtem that allow you to breed, and that's later on in the game, and I might be showcasing that based on the popularity of this game on this channel. But for the most part, I've learned a couple moves that I've traded out. Bamboozle, which you saw the pig using earlier, as well as Sand Splatter, where you can use a melee attack. You know, it's you'll see if you right click on them, you'll see the type of abilities they are. This is an earth ability, of course, and it has a damage stat of 35 as well as stamina consumption of 7 and a priority of 2, and all of these different abilities have much different stats. But the Barnshee was a really good prize. I've managed to get some other really rare that I'd like to show off too, like Osera, but for now I really just wanted to share the game with you, give you a little introduction, and invite you over to watch more gameplay on my live streams. I've been doing a ton of them over at twitch.tv/Zueljin and having a ton of fun with it. I've been collecting a lot of rares and really learning the game and having a good time. I'm gonna probably stick around up here and try to catch another Barnshee like all of these guys seem to be doing here. But I hope you really enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, give me some dap on that like button. If you'd like to know a little bit more about Temtem and how it compares to other Pokemon type games, I also did another video comparing those. That's on my other channel. I'll go ahead and link that in the description. It's youtube.com/ZueljinTV. I'm covering a lot of MMOs on that channel, and I'd love to see you over there as well. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.